What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you come into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a recent development that, I came to realize, right? And this is about Caitlin Clark and the effect that she has on the WNBA, right? And not only her effect on the WNBA, but I think there are unreasonable expectations when it comes to Caitlin Clark and Caitlin Clark being able to uh to save the WNBA. And so when Caitlin Clark, as you all know, you probably know, Caitlin Clark missed like 4 or 5 games, right? And viewership went down, like almost like 50%. Some people are saying, some experts are saying almost 50%. And so when she come back, viewership just, spiked and went right back up. But for the WNBA, that's not really a good sign, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because basically what's going on with that is like their fan base is basically that's Caitlin Clark's fan base. And so, but that's not enough to her fan base is not enough to get the WNBA out of the red. Like I think last season, Caitlin Clark's rookie season, the WNBA still lost like $40 million, right? So they still $40 million in the hole. And all basically Caitlin Clark with her fan base is just like touring. So say for instance, like when like an artist, like somebody like Taylor Swift, when she goes on tour, her fan base will show up for her. But that just benefits Taylor Swift. That don't really affect like any other artist who is not affiliated or associated with her. That's just her fan base following her and supporting her. And so the same thing is for Caitlin Clark. Like when Caitlin Clark go to play the Sparks, that's a good game. You know what I mean? Like her fan base will show up, and that'll be the attendance will skyrocket for that, right? Then after that she'll go play the Sky, and then that'll their attendance will skyrocket. But what about the rest of this? The rest of the year when she's not playing there at that arena, the ratings, the attendance will go back to what it was. And so with that, you can't if she can't raise the whole league, then what you'll have is like a pay disparity. And that's part of like also poses another problem. So when you have pay disparity and nobody else is benefiting from Caitlin Clark's being in the league except for Caitlin Clark and people who are doing business with her, like sponsors and the Indiana Fever, then there's no reason, that's why you're gonna get like the hard fouls, or people gonna really resent Caitlin Clark because they say that like high tide raises all ships. But in this case, it don't, because the WNBA is just so far in the red that even Caitlin Clark can't dig them out of that, and when Michael Jordan played basketball, he wasn't even expected or asked to do this. Like he came in behind Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. So the NBA, although it wasn't to the level that it was with before Michael Jordan, it was still on the upswing. Not only was the NBA still on the upswing when Michael Jordan got there, excitement was still, was still growing because you had the Lakers rivalry with the Celtics rivalry. Like the league was thriving off of that. You had other good teams in the league too. You had back then you had Detroit Pistons, Atlanta Hawks, then you had the Dallas Mavericks was good back then. So you had some other good teams in the league that were able to help the league grow. But the WNBA is not in that is not in the same place where the NBA was like years ago. And so when Mike came along, Mike didn't have to elevate the whole league. He did bring a fan base. He did bring like the novice fans because people wanted to see, what Mike was going to do, you know, um, something spectacular. And same thing with Caitlin Clark. People want to go and see Caitlin Clark because they like to watch her play. They want to see, like the logo threes, the great passing and stuff like that too. But it's just that this league is just so far in the hole. And it's like I said, Mike didn't even have to do that with the NBA. He didn't have to dig the NBA out of the hole like that. And so with that being said, I just think that what they're asking Caitlin Clark to do, I think is just really unreasonable. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. And I do think that the WNBA also they understand like where they are and what they're up against. And so they're trying to do two things right here, right? They're trying to benefit from Caitlin Clark's fan base, and then they're going to allow like the physical play, and stuff like that, just to keep the to keep the drama going, to keep the like the excitement and the buzz and stuff going. That's bringing a lot of attention to the WNBA. I think like if the WNBA was to, and not that they want Caitlin Clark to get hurt or nothing like that, but if they was to take like a lot of those physical plays out, like what they did for Michael Jordan, I think like that would tame some of the excitement, and then there wouldn't be as large a following. So now you got Caitlin Clark fan base. Then you got the other side of Caitlin Clark fan base, like people who think that Caitlin Clark is getting special treatment, like what Michael Jordan did. So they don't want to take that away. They need, that they need that drama that comes along with like the physical play that they're getting from the other young ladies who are playing against Caitlin Clark. Um, it's just so on so many different levels. Like the WNBA is just trying to, is trying to generate some excitement around the league, and so that's why I say like what they're asking her to do is it's almost like the only way the WNBA would really benefit is like if they were like what Tiger Woods did for golf, right? Tiger Woods was in certain and he went to tournaments and stuff to play these golf tournaments. Like there was a purse, there was a pat, and so everybody who participated in that tournament benefited from Tiger Woods' presence. So like if Tiger like a tournament that probably was only worth for like about 2 or $2 million. Now Tiger Woods is in there now is worth like $20 million, and so everybody benefit from that. But the WNBA don't work like that, And if they did work like that, like I said, they're so far in the red. Like Caitlin Clark would have to. I mean, I don't know, like how many. I don't. I mean, Caitlin Clark will, in order the type of excitement that she would have to draw. Would I mean, like I don't know. You basically would need to put a Caitlin Clark on every WNBA team in the league. That's basically what you would have to do. So what I see the WNBA doing is like trying to generate excitement with not only Caitlin Clark, but like the new players too that's coming in. Like in a couple years, you'll have the young lady coming in from USC. What's her name? The young lady Watkins, Juju Watkins. And so Juju Watkins will come in. She'll come in with her fan base, and she'll probably go to another team. And then now you got excitement around the other young lady, Paige Beckers, right? They got to find ways to generate excitement from these other young ladies besides Caitlin Clark, um, or they'll continue to be in the red. And so, that's my take on it. I just think that, the expectations for this young lady, Caitlin Clark, to be able to save the WNBA, I think are just, I just think they're unreasonable. She not, Michael Jordan didn't even have to do that, so what they're asking her to do is they're asking, and even Tiger Woods, like golf was already popular and successful before Tiger Woods got there. So Tiger Woods, he brought, like I said, he brought more eyes to the sport, you know. And Caitlin Clark is doing the same thing. It's just that the WNBA is just so far in a, you know, they just so far in the red that it's really going to it's going to take more than just Caitlin Clark to bring them out of that. And so that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.